Before my camera dies here, I want to just do a small discussion about divine command and morality. But first I want to discuss, do you think that there's a God? Is there a God out there? I can turn on this damn video camera and talk about why I think God exists. I can talk about that for a long time. I can. I think God exists because He has done a lot in my life, which only I can understand. If I told you and explained that to you, you'd be like, "You're fucking high." That's what basically you would say to me, because you cannot understand something that only I've experienced. You have to go to God yourself. Go to Him and see if He is there. Just pray to God, even though you may not think He's there. Pray to Him. See what happens. Say, "God, show me." Don't test Him, because saying show me a sign that you're there is kind of testing, and it's kind of. But if you want to do that, if you're that on the fence, then do it. I'm not telling people. I don't want to tell you to just go test God wherever you are, but I think you should just say, "God, please show me, help me believe that you're there." Say that, and something just might happen. Something might lead you in the right direction, which might take you towards that belief. Because once you do believe, things get a million times better for you. Once you have someone to trust with your life, someone to think about, because you know that He cares. If you're having a horrible time in your life and no one gives a shit about anything about you, there's somebody who does care. He does. He cares about you. I don't care if you're an atheist. I don't care if whatever you are. I don't care. You can dislike this video. I don't care. I'm doing this because it's the truth, and I feel like I want to maybe plant some seeds. But if you are, I don't care if you're an atheist or whatever you are, He loves you, and He wants you to come to Him. So, I don't care if you don't believe me, but just try it. Just pray to God, and even if you don't believe He's there, say, "God, show me that you're there. If you're there, please help me believe that you are." Because something just might happen. But anyway, that's a good thing to do. Because before I want to get into this whole the whole divine command thing, I wanted to talk about that and show you why, and maybe give you a challenge to see if you can get there, or to see if you can maybe go from one stage in your beliefs to another. But I've talked about morality a lot, and about why I think there's a moral fabric, because of the interactions we all have with each other, and about standards for how I want to be treated, how you want to be treated. This moral fiber is created because of that. Actually, I kind of lied in that, because there's a bigger reason why this moral fabric is created. It's created because there's a God who, well, actually, it's both. Because there's a lot of people who are atheists and agnostics who don't believe there's a God, and they create those people create the moral fabric anyway, because they also have standards just like a Christian does. They have standards for how they want to be treated, and they will have those standards also. Which those standards for how I want to be treated, how you want to be treated, creates this moral fabric. There's one other source that creates the moral fabric. It's called divine command. This is called in moral metaethics, theological voluntarism, because you are commanded by God, by a higher superior deity, to do X, Y, and Z. You are commanded by Him to do these things. For example, by God, I am commanded to love my family. I'm commanded to love people who hate me. I'm commanded to serve others. I'm commanded to serve Him. which I don't do a lot of those very well. I'm gonna admit, because I suck at that. I don't do things. I don't do half the time. More than half the time, I don't do any of that. So all in all, I'm not a very good Christian. I'm a sinner. So, as we all are. But I'm not trying to be a high and mighty Christian who, hey, I never sin. So come to my side, never sin too. It's not like that. I'm a sinner, probably more than you. Well, I don't know. But divine command is a ethical duty or obligation because a higher power has commanded you to. And this also creates morality. Because if you're commanded by something that's a higher power than you, that immediately becomes morality, because it immediately becomes your morality, because anything that is higher than you has more power, and that matters. So two things that are coherent with each other are morality and things that are divinely commanded to you. This is just, I wanted to discuss this because this is another source for the moral fabric that we all either recognize or not recognize.